Welcome everybody back to Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remastered. I am Marusu and today we're going to the final dungeon. This is the finale. I should not have to break up the final dungeon into 2 episodes. It shouldn't be that long. So this will be the finale. Before we head there though, there's a couple of information issues that I have given everyone that I want to correct. First and foremost, before anyone comes at me, starts yelling at me about how great the monk is, I get it. The monk is fantastic. I was a little wrong in the fact that I said that they were great early to mid game, but they don't really measure up with the class changes. I had it a little bit backwards. The class changes do increase their strength and their damage output a lot more than the monk, and and as their level goes up, their damage output will also increase. As their damage output with their barehanded is directly scaled off of their level, and then their strength. They supposedly do more damage if they are not equipped. That in there lies the problem. In multiple versions of this game, the monk, aka the black belt, is a glass cannon. They have the potential of doing over 1,000 damage really early on, and especially in the Nintendo version, the original version of the game, the final boss only had 2,000 HP. So doing the 1,000 damage, you basically kill the boss in two turns. But the problem was keeping them alive. You didn't really want them to wear a lot of equipment, and even then, they could only wear light gear, I'm pretty sure. And they're an HP sponge, but with no defense, right? They're similar to the white mage in that regard, but they have a high damage output. Their main like pro is that they can hit hard and you don't have to worry about spending money on gear for them, as the knight is very expensive to maintain. In this version of the game, you don't have to worry about money too much. As you can see, I have an abundance of money that I'm not going to be using. Actually, I am going to be using it. While we're talking, I'm gonna go buy me some items. Want to make sure I'm topped off. Just not the right way. I'm gonna go to Onrock. Actually, map. Yeah, Onrock has an item shop. Lufinia does not. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to Onrock. Sorry about that. Anyways, so they have an issue of dying really fast if an enemy gets a hit off on them. If you want to worry about a character dying more than your thief, there's the monk for you. Now, the monk is not nearly as fast as the ninja, but he does hit harder than the ninja. So there is that. My big issue really comes down to the fact that the ninja is incredibly fast. He is a lot more durable. He has a lot less HP. So vice versa from the monk. Monk high HP, low defense. Ninja low HP, high defense. Right, with his defense stat, that stamina, like his stamina, 60 defense right there. Right, low stamina, high defense. he has 74 defense and high stamina. Oh, God. Sorry about that. So, you have all of that. I don't think money's too big of an issue because you do still have the 15 puzzle in every version of this game. So you can always just use that to get money and then just outfit your other characters. And like I said, the biggest class change is Thief to Ninja. Not only does Ninja have a higher defense, he has 100% accuracy rate. And he does, if this is the route you want to go for, have access to this magic. So he can use Temper. He can use Temper and Haste. So he can be a backup support with your Black Mage to support your Knight. Like, he can use Temper, he can use Haste to get your Knight to start doing hundreds of damage right off the bat. Now, granted, yes, if you have a Monk, you don't have to worry about that. But you do have to worry about keeping your Monk alive. If your Monk dies, well, then you don't have a Monk now, do you? I was not trying to say that the Monk is a bad class. I was merely just saying that I personally believe that after class changes, I do think that I cannot buy dry ethers, can I? Huh, I guess I cannot buy dry ethers in this game. Alright, that's why I came here. After class changes, I do just think that, all in all, having a ninja is more beneficial than having a black belt. For versatility of having supporting magical abilities, having a higher defense, great speed, great agility, great luck, and great accuracy. Right? I would say the ninja is an all-arounder. They are generally good at everything with the exception of magic and health. That's about it. They're great at everything else. They're great at everything else. So their magical abilities is not meant for damage. They are meant to be, not you, they are meant to be a buffer, using things like focus or a debuffer, a buffer and a debuffer, right? You wouldn't be using your ninja to use fire, ice, or lightning. You would have them use focus, temper, or haste, or slow. That's their purpose. They can help you get buffs and debuffs off faster so you're not spending a bunch of your turns with your Black Mage. Alright. I think I said my piece on that. Black belts are good. I personally just think the ninjas are better. It's not all about damage calculations to me. I like survivability. I don't want to have to worry about my people dying every battle. Second thing that I wanted to address. I kept mentioning that there is a version of this game where the level cap does go up to 99 and you can have up to 99 spell charges on your white and black mage. That is the Origins and Dawn of Souls version. Both of those versions increase the level cap for the game. I want to say it's because they fine-tuned the stat growths for the game to where it's like, for example, going up one level in this game is equivalent to going up like 5 levels in those games with the stat growth. By the end of the game, it balances out to be roughly around the same, but everything is also fine-tuned to be a little bit stronger in those versions of the game. The Pixel Remastered is essentially a remaster, as it says, of the original NES version, which the level cap was 50. The Origins and Dawn of Souls were re-releases with extra content. Well, Origins didn't have extra content. The Dawn of Souls had extra content, but Origins did have higher level classes. Like, you can get up to higher levels. I want to say those versions also had a longer final dungeon, which is why I believe that this was going to take 2 episodes. But no, it should only take the one, so long as I'm not yammering on forever. So those are the versions with that. Now, the last thing I want to address, the robes. I believe I was wrong. I heard from a source that the black robe and the white robe was able to increase magic potency of the given type. White robe to white magic, black robe to black magic. I did a bunch of research last night, and apparently this is not the case. I've seen one source explain that the black robe does increase fire, ice, and lightning power, but only that one source. And that one source is one of the fan wikis, so I don't trust it completely. But no other source has mentioned this at all. So I'm going to go off a limb here, and I'm going to assume that they do not actually power up their individual things. I don't need to have the white robe on her. She's already getting protection from fire because of the ribbon, and protection from instant death because of the protect ring, and possibly the ribbon. When I was doing a lot of research, the ribbon came up as also have protecting against instant death, but I'm not entirely sure on that, so I'd rather just keep them both on. But this does protect against all elements. This just does fire. I don't think they stack, so it's best just to have the extra defense. Now, he doesn't have a better armlet. That black robe and protection against time irregularities is great. I am unsure if ribbon does protect against slow and stop. Slow and stop are not considered status effects in this game. So it's great just to have that on, but I can also just use that to use Blizzara and use this to use Invisera. That being said, it is time to finally go into the Chaos Shrine. I don't believe there's any other information that I have missed to talk about. Alright. Now, I mentioned in the very, very first episode I was going to mention this. If you did not talk to Princess Sarah after you saved her, you need to talk to her now. That loot that she gave you at the very beginning of the game is what you need to activate this. You focus the light of the 4 shining crystals, fire, earth, water, and wind, on the black crystal. The flow of time surges and space begins to warp. Oh, not this. My bad. Hold on one sec. The next thing. Just one step forward and you will travel back 2,000 years into the past in time. There you go. There you go. And we are in the final dungeon. That leads down, that leads up, that leads up, and that leads down. Which way do we want to go? You want to go down that way. All in all, do make sure you get... I forgot the rest. It doesn't matter. I have the healing staff. All in all, make sure you talk to Princess Sarah. You are going to need that. You're going to need that loot to complete the game. I guess it's further in the dungeon that we need it, but you are going to need it. Now, I want to say in the Origins and Dawn of Souls version of the game, once you enter this dungeon, you cannot leave. This version of the game, can you? Yeah, this version of the game, you can. Or was it... Hold on. Yeah, you can use teleport. No, teleport is previous floor. Hold on. Oh, you can use exit. Okay. Yeah. In the other versions of the game, you can't use teleport or exit to leave here. And I'm pretty sure once you enter, you can't exit. Unless that's the last floor of this place. Once you enter the last floor, you can't leave. And moves are leveled up. There's an enemy on this floor that I do want to look at, though. I want to find. If I can find it. Gotta get that healing going. Look at that Excalibur. It's doing 200 damage on these black flans because it's strong against every type. This is an enemy type. Excalibur, the best sword in the game. Arthur went up a level. Guys, I don't think Arthur's gonna make it to 999 HP. Alright, so we want to run around and try to find a new enemy. Should be on this floor. We also should be able to get... Actually, we definitely will be able to get the rest of the equipment... Not the equipment, the chests in this game. Are they going to be useless? We'll find out. Alright. So if this takes too long, I'll cut this out. I don't want this episode to drag on forever. So, if I can't find it after a while, I'll cut it out after this battle. Alright, and here it is. The purple worm. It's a stronger version of the sandworm. Worms are scary, but I have Excalibur. Don't let them get a hit on you. Alright, so we want to go up these stairs. Alright, there's another enemy in this area we want to find, which is right there, the Rios, an upgraded form of the Chimera. Rios? Rios. It's probably Rios, because of the H. Oh. They can petrify you. Luckily, it's inaccurate. It's like the poison darts from the Manticore. These things can do that. Now you want to go up these stairs. Find some Black Knights. And there's another enemy up here. Oh. Dragon, zombie, and a vampire lord. Look at that damage from Excalibur. Ophelia leveled up. Where? Yeah, I'm going to that room in the middle. You want to walk that way. There's some green dragons. Yeah, this place is littered with dragons. Every enemy in the game is found in the Chaos Shrine. They appear on various different floors. Ooh, finally reached 500. Nice. Alright, so you're going to go in here and fight this. Alright, this is a Death Eye, the upgraded form of the Evil Eye. Now, back a couple of episodes ago, I was questioning myself on whether or not the Evil Eye was an upgraded form of the eye that we already fought before. I was mistaken. That Evil Eye is the same enemy that we fought back in the Cavern of Ice. This is the upgraded form of that. The ability to cause instant death. So, yeah, 1 gil, 1 experience. Thank you for that. You have Excalibur. Just attack it. You'll be fine. Dry Ether. 9 Black Knights. That's fun. Go away. Level up. That's a lot of experience. 922. He's getting there. Then over here we have an elixir. Alright. This is what we want the loot for. Yeah, so if you have not talked to Sarah, you need to do that now. You know, it might possibly be after this. We cannot go back. Maybe. I don't know. I just think remember not being able to go back in one of these dungeons. Yeah, you can still go back. Oh well. I mean, if you've been following along, you've done everything in this game, and there'll be no reason to really leave. You'll be massively stocked up. You should be fine. All right. I want to go. I think that way. Yeah. Actually, no, I can't. I can't go that way. I need to go. Yeah, that's the only way I can go. Alright. Alright. Ice enemies. Go away. Yeah, this is the only way up here that I can go. There's another Rios. More chimeras. Hopefully no one can hear that. Someone's walking around. So you want to go down here. Yep. A lot of doorways in this place. That'll take us down. That'll take us down. All right, so we can go to the left, or we can go down that way. Actually, we cannot go down that way. Actually, so yeah, we have to go to the left. There's a lot of doorways, a lot of going up and down. This dungeon will only get harder as we go. 2 more purple worms. Ouch. Yeah, they can hit hard. Just hopefully you don't get mobbed by too many of them, then get ambushed. All right, go down this way. And now... Okay. Earth Medusas. Alright. Want to make our way to the stairs. Earth Elemental. Yep. Just all we gotta do is just keep on keeping on. Keep on going. Can be one battle after the next until we get to those stairs. This dungeon has the potential of being a bit long because of all the monster encounters, but it's not too terrible. There's a clay golem, stone golem. Now, there's only one more enemy in this game. That I haven't shown yet, other than the the war mech. Now, I'm not gonna go and try to find the war mech. I'm not even gonna make a video on it, because though even after I beat the game, I can go find the war mech and then make a video on it. The battle is going to take but just like a few minutes. It's not, I don't think it's worth a video. What's in here? Nothing. Nothing's in here. Okay. Alright. Hey, does this orb look familiar to you? You want a quick save? And talk to the orb. To fight Lich. Yes, Lich is back. He's a stronger version of who we fought earlier in the game, obviously. And that's what I meant by this dungeon is a surprise. Essentially, we have to go through each floor, which are reminiscent of the individual dungeons, this being the Earth dungeon, with having the monsters from the Earth dungeon here, and then we have to fight that dungeon's boss. In this case, it is Lich. It's why I suggested that you wanted to be stocked up on items, because you might end up using a lot of your magic here. Now, I'm going to use Patera. Faraga. He shouldn't be too difficult. I have a lot of ether, so I can always just get my stuff back. See how much Faraga does on him. 200 damage. That's fascinating. Alright, he's not doing much, so I'm going to have him cast haste on him. And you do... I don't really think she needs to do anything. Guy's not hitting hard. Just keep doing that. And you do... Oh, it's all the way up here. Temper on him. There you go. See? Now I can get haste and temper off on Arthur turn 1 if I want to. And then have him hit for over 1,000 damage. There's so many things that you can do in this game. Well, he should be dead now. Yeah. There's so many things you can do in this game that you don't really need to worry about micromanaging your classes to make them as powerful as humanly possible. It's why I believe that the argument of whether or not you should use a monk or a knight or a ninja, I don't think it's necessary, because unless you're playing the NES version of this game, the game in itself is incredibly easy. You can almost just get through it just by, you know, playing through the game. There's so many interesting things you can just do in the game. Where am I going? Okay, I'm going up there. There's so many things, interesting things you can just do in the game that that would just make this game simple. It's very exploitative. You can make any of your characters do a ton of damage, and I just like having the ninja of being a secondary tank / support character. Like, his versatility is just really good, and that's what I like about him. All right, so we want to go up this way. If you haven't noticed, that was a lava worm. So there's chests down here we want to go grab, but we need to make our way there first. Here's more lava worms, ambushed. Yeah, if you haven't noticed this, the lava worm, we're gonna be fighting a lot of fire enemies here, because now that we defeated Lich, we are in the next dungeon. Another reason that I feel like coming here before the Cavern of Ice is better. I just realized that what I said did not make any sense. Cavern of Ice is not an actual dungeon in this game, so it's not going to appear in the Chaos Shrine. Red dragons. Look at the Excalibur. It is doing work. It is a fantastic sword. Incredibly strong. Just come out here and just deal all the damage. Now, there's multiple different ways people have played this game. They've done an all-white mage route, which is possible. The white mage can do enough damage, but that takes a long time to do. And with that, you never really have to worry about dying, because you always have your white mages. There's another protect ring, which I don't need. There's that way to play the game. There's a full black mage if you really want a challenge. Some people just go full knight, full black mage. It's like, you can play this game any way you want, and I think that's the beauty of this game. Is yeah, sure. There is a definitive way of like definitive best characters, who's better than what, but I personally just think that every character in this game shines. Every class in this game shines in one way or another, and you can make it to where you can just play the game however you want. You can choose whatever class you want, and it is fine. You're never going to really screw yourself over and by choosing a thief at the start or a red mage. You're not going to make the game that much more difficult. It's really not. Like, there's another Sasuke's blade in case you have 2 ninjas. It's really not that difficult. Every character is versatile in their own way. And I would just suggest just play the game how you want to play the game. Choose what classes you generally like, right? I've stated this before, but I always choose the knight, the warrior, because of his tanking abilities as well as the fact that he can use the best weapon in the game. I always choose the white mage because it doesn't hurt to have a healer. Like, granted, you don't really need it because you have the healing staff, but her defensive buffs can help you in a tight pinch. Those null abilities are fantastic. I like the black mage because of his buffing potential of using temper and haste, and then doubling that down with a a ninja that can do the same thing can just make your knight that much stronger. Now, granted, you can do the same thing with a black mage. Is you can have not black mage, my bad. With a black belt, you can do the same thing where it's like you have a black belt and then you just have all your other characters just keep putting buffs on him and make him hit as high as humanly possible. As like that's one of the glories about Final Fantasy 1 is like there's no right way to play the game. There's no wrong way to play the game. There's just a play in the game. There's so many things you can do. Whereas like in later Final Fantasy games, it's like, oh, well, that character is obviously much better than that. Like we talk about Final Fantasy 12, specifically the Zodiac Age, is like this character should be this and this class because their stats reflect very well in that stat. And I don't care what people say. My friend uses a bow. That's what she starts with. That's what she's getting. I got a protective cloak for him. A little more defense. He's like, that's what I like about Final Fantasy games is like, one way or another, if you understand the game well enough, you have leeway of basically doing whatever you want. You can set up your... Sorry about this. Sorry, my ear was itching. You have the ability of setting up your characters however you want, doing whatever you want, whether or not to level grind that one particular character. You can play these games however you want. And I know I keep saying that. I'm like a broken record. Just never think that you have to go for what is the best. Just go for what you like. I personally have always liked... I personally always liked the Thief and Ninja classes, right? Now, granted, my obsession with ninjas can be the fact that I grew up around Naruto, but what are you going to do? I like ninjas. I like ninjas so much that when I played Final Fantasy 14, I mained ninja. It was my, Thief was what I would beeline to when I first got it. I found out Thief became ninja, and that's what I went to. Ninja is not the best class, but it has versatility. It can essentially do everything. I have since changed that now that Viper came out, because that's more closely resembled to my play style. If there's anime watchers out there, it's like, if you ever seen Sword Art Online, the kind of combat that Kirito does, dual-handed long swords, fast AOE, combos. That's my play style. That's how I like playing my games. And Viper is more closely related to that type of class. But I have made Ninja for the longest time. Alright, I think that's all of the chests on this floor. I think there was only 4. Didn't get anything worthwhile. Got another Sasuke's blade, but yeah, there's nothing up there. I think now it's just time to go fight the boss. Yeah, okay. It's like, and if you haven't noticed, and like this could just be a pixel remaster thing, but if you haven't noticed, I'm just going through this entire game in auto battle. It's all I need. I don't need any like strategy unless I'm fighting bosses, and even then, auto battle can probably get you through most of the bosses in the game, so long as you're a decent level. But you don't need to worry about it. Like, don't stress about it. Just have fun. Now, when I get to the next game, there is a way to exploit that game that's going to make the game as simple as possible, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you how to do it, but I'm not going to do it, because though I don't care for challenges and I don't mind for grinding, I personally don't like exploiting a game to the level of where grinding and even playing the game doesn't matter anymore. I'll explain more on that when I get to Final Fantasy II. A lot of you probably know what I'm talking about. But here's our next boss, Marilith, my bad. Attack, haste, Noblesse, temper. And it should go down in like 2 turns. As long as I can get temper off first. Nice. Yeah. And I forgot to mention, that is the best part about Marusu, right? About Ninja. Because he is the fastest character in the game, and he can use level 1 to 4 black magic spells, he can get temper and haste. He can get temper or haste off really, really fast. Just attack. I'm just gonna have you use healing staff because the guy's gonna go down here soon. That didn't do a lot. $1,000 damage. Nice. There you go. Marilith is down. Not too difficult. The NES version of this game is a lot more difficult. I would even say that the Origins and Dawn of Soul version of this game is very difficult. Pixel Remaster really made it so simple. I don't need to worry about that. All right, and down we go. All right. I need to get it down there. So go in here, come out there, go in there, come out there, go in there, come out there. Okay. Yeah, there's no chest on this floor, so just keep going. And water elemental. So now we're fighting water enemies, which means I don't want to use Black Robe. That surprisingly worked. I have no idea if they're weak to water or not, or ice. I mean, you would think water enemies would be weak to ice. You know, you just freeze the water, but what do you know? They're weak to thunder, that's what I know. Healing staff and gauntlets. There you go. 1,000 damage. Gotta love Knight. You just gotta love the Excalibur. Excalibur is really good. I'm excited to move on to other games. No! Arthur! Alright. Don't you hold me. Ooh. Gotta love that healing staff. Maybe that's why they did away with usable items that weren't one-time use or didn't break later on. They're just too broken. All right, there's no treasures on this floor, so just go down here and fight the blue balls. I want to know what her ouch! I want to know why her I forgot he's a physical. Yeah, her nulls are missing, and I don't know why. I have no idea. Whatever. I'm gonna use Terra, and you can go back to Gauntlet. Ink. Sorry about messing with my headphones. My left ear is incredibly itchy for some reason. There you go. Okay. He should go down now. 18. Look at that damage. 1,600. Now we want to go down here. And on this floor, there's a new enemy. All right. Yeah, so we want to just make it over there, but there's stuff down here. So let's head down this way first. There's a stone golem. That's not the new enemy. How dare you? Now, I'm not entirely sure if haste and temper can keep stacking, like if I can keep using it to get his attack and his speed up even more. I don't feel like you need to do that, so I never really bothered it, but if it stacks, all the power to you. Just use ninja and black mage as a battery to just keep pumping out the attack potential of your attacker. You only really need one attacker in this game anyways. It doesn't hurt to have a AoE attacker though when you get swarmed, but they can use flare. Ouch. Okay, so yeah, the Death Knights can use Flare. I forgot about that. Yeah. Doesn't hurt to have an AoE attacker to deal with swarms of enemies. But Fira. But you only really need one main attacker for the bosses in this game. So like pumping all the buffs up on the one attacker can be very beneficial. Now, another thing that would have been beneficial is to use the Sunblade, I think it is, to cast a Diara, which would have attacked all of them. Right down here, you know what? Yeah, I think it's about time to use a Halaga. Boom. There we go. Down here we have Masamune. This is the best ninja blade in the game. It puts his attack higher than Excalibur. Higher. Yeah, another reason to have ninja. The Masamune is better than the Excalibur. The only difference is the Excalibur is always doing more damage because it does do increased damage to any enemy type. So like the calculations of that, I think it does like 50% more damage on every enemy. So it's like his attack is like 70 or 80. But yeah, another reason to have a ninja. Masamune. The cursed blade of Sephiroth. See how much he's doing now. 1,000 damage. Definitely worth it. How many more items are in this place? That is all the chests. That is all the chests here. Last chest in the game. Masamune, which stat-wise is the best weapon in the game. Ability-wise, it falls under Excalibur. Excalibur is still going to be doing more damage because it has the ability of Excalibur is similar to that of like the Werebuster or like the Sunblade, where the Sunblade does more damage against like the Sunblade, where it does more damage against undead. The Wormkiller does more damage against the dragons. The Werebuster does more damage against the beasts. It's basically all of those abilities plus more, all shoved into one blade. So if I don't know the exact percentage, but I'm pretty sure it's something similar to like 50% more damage on all enemies. I got ambushed, didn't I? Yeah, so yeah, now we're going through the air elementals. Not that way. All right, let's get going. There's more Death Knights. Hopefully they don't use Flare. Go away. And we're already maxed out on health again. Guys, I don't think I'm going to make it to level 50. Oh, I only have one more level. I might get there. I still have to find this this enemy. There's a new enemy on this floor. It's a bit rare. Oh yeah, I'm gonna level up. 4 purple worms. Lovely. Go away. Gotta love that damage. I don't even need to be using my healing staff anymore. Why is my ear so itchy today? I think it's because my headphones are falling apart. Alright, so I'm going to go try to find this guy. Oh, he's right here. I know how to cut it. Yay. Alright, so this is the Iron Golem, the strongest form of all of the golems. Stronger than the Stone Golem, stronger than the Clay Golem. They have... I want to say they have a decent amount of HP. Not a lot. Nothing in this game really has a lot of HP except for the secret boss and the bosses. They have a decent amount of HP, and they pack a punch. A really, really big punch. Yeah, they have a high defense though. As you saw, I only did 300 damage. There's 66 damage. They have a high defense, and they pack a punch if they manage to hit you. All right. Next level. I thought 50 was the max. Can I go to 99 in this version too? Whatever. Alright, here's Tiamat. He used Ice Storm on me last time I fought him. I'll use Flare on the next turn. Ouch. I'll use Flare so y'all can see Flare. No Frost. Why is that missing? Is there a reason that No Frost is missing? I have no idea. Patera. Alright. I'm going to show you all Flare. I mean, you already seen it being used on me, but I'm going to... Thunderbolt. Ouch. I'm going to use it on him. He should be dead. Nope, he's not. Tiamat's the real challenge here. That did nothing. Yeah. I don't need to really worry about it. He should be going down soon anyways. Blazara. I would love to use my Null abilities, but for some reason my Nulls keep missing. If anyone knows why my Nulls keep missing and there's a mechanic that I'm forgetting about, please let me know. I would love to know for the future times that I inevitably play this game. Because I have no idea. I don't think my own armor will protect me from my Null abilities. Are Nulls just that inaccurate? I have no idea. Yeah, so Tiamat has a lot of HP, a lot of magic, hits like a truck. He's the real challenge of here. The other 3 bosses are not that difficult. Tiamat is a bit much. All right, so Arthur didn't make it there, but it seems like they can still go up some more levels. Could have sworn. Whatever, moving on. Alright, so now I'm in the basement 5. Sorry about that, guys. A mild interruption. Here's Dark Fighter and Dark Wizards. You're just mean. You just made you absolutely 100% needed to kill my ninja at least one more time before the game was done. I'm trying to make a point that they're not bad. I mean, at least it was an instant kill move, but they didn't dodge it. God dang it, Miraso. Get up off the ground. Stop being lazy. Alright, now before you enter this door, make sure you heal up. Just gonna use a Halaga, and then just spam my ethers. There you go. Quick save. Because inside this door is the final boss of the game. You do not need to use any healing items on this boss. It is the final boss of the game. Use your spell charges. Use everything at your disposal. Do not waste any time just trying to keep yourself topped off. Use Halaga. Use Flare. Whatever is in your arsenal, and defeat him. He can be pretty difficult. Do you remember me? I was once the most renowned knight of Cornelia. "2,000 years from now, you killed me. I am Garland." "Oh, you did defeat me then, but the four great forces saved me by sending me back through time. Once here, I sent the four fiends into the future, where they shall once again use their four great forces to send me into the past. In 2,000 years, I will remember none of this. But I will be reborn again here. So even if you die again, and if you die again and again, I shall return, born again into the endless cycle that I have created." All right, here we have chaos. All right. The story of Final Fantasy 1 is thus. Garland was a knight. Listen to that music. Sorry, the music distracted me. Garland was a knight of Cornelia. He was eventually corrupted by chaos through means we do not know about, and set out to kidnap the princess. Doing so led Warriors of Light to come and kill him, defeat him. The four magical fiends that aroused from their slumber years earlier than they were supposed to brought him back to life in the past. Brought back chaos in the past, where he continued to reign for 2,000 years, awakening the fiends earlier and earlier every single time. In those 2,000 years, multiple, air quotes, Warriors of Light were sent to try and take care of chaos. But they all failed. It's not until 2,000 years later where he would be defeated by the Warriors of Light. But time and time again, the cycle just kept going on and on and on. He would get defeated, he would get re-resurrected 2,000 years in the past, he would live out 2,000 years, become live out 2,000 years, and then eventually corrupt Garland again, which would then die, cycle reborn, renewed. It wasn't until this cycle, where the Warriors of Light decided to go 2,000 years into the past and stop chaos at his source. By defeating the Archfiends and Chaos, he would not be able to reign for 2,000 years. The Archfiends would not be able to be awakened 2,000 years' time, and they would not be able to resurrect him into the past, thus ending the cycle. It's a very interesting story, and they go into it a little bit more in Stranger in Paradise. Alright, so Garland, or Chaos, I should say, is strong. He has multiple magical abilities. Evasion. Caster's evasion. I'm going to start off with Invisora. And you... Well, actually, hold on. Go back. You. Temper. Invisora. Haste. And there's Blizzard. 60 damage. Excalibur, the Sword of Light, is going to pierce through the darkness and defeat Chaos. Alright, so there's Haste. I'm going to attack you again. I'm going to have him use Temper on himself. You're going to... I'm going to try to use these null abilities. Again, tell me if there's a reason why they are not working. I would love to know. It hit Marusu. That's nice. So he's into 79 damage. I don't know how much HP he has in this game, but it might just be 2,000 again. You can attack. You try Null Frost. Actually, you know what? Just because I don't see him surviving that long. Just use that. As long as he doesn't use Flare. So I'm going to use Flare. There's Faraga. Luckily, I have Hilaga. He should go down pretty soon. Flare. I'll just auto battle the rest of this. And there's Haste. That's going to be a problem. I'm wasting my Halagas, but it's whatever. Tsunami. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, he's getting more dangerous now. All right, so I mean, so far it's been working. He shouldn't have too much HP left. 999. Oh, good. Do not use Slowra. Don't do that. I say nay. What do you mean you're... Oh, he's out of magic charges, isn't he? Alright. Yeah, just attack. Choose protect. Yeah, and you're out of... No, you're not out of magic charges. Why'd you stop using flare? Come on. Ouch. The protect's not doing much. You know what? Karaga might be enough. That's not good. There's Flare. Yeah, he's got to be getting close to death now because he's using Flare. Yeah, it's a pretty tough final boss. Pretty tough final boss. All right, so I have to put my stuff back on him. Gonna use Halaga. Please stop. All right, I'm out of that now. Oh no. I'm just gonna keep on using haste. See if it works. And he's dead. He didn't miss. Full life. Let's put temper on him. Cyclone! That's fun. Yeah, it's a really tough fight if you're not prepared. I'm prepared. And again, I also could be maybe under leveled or something. I'm gonna use temper on himself. Go back to Patera. And temper Faraga. As long as he keeps using his magic, we're fine. There we go. It's over. Yeah, his physical attack is nasty. Hitting 600 damage. That one shot Marusu. It is over. Chaos has been defeated. The time loop was severed at last. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. The light of the four crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath. But magnified by the four forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. Monsters had run rampant as the world sank into darkness. But all that is now past. With the four forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew. A world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself await. When was this fateful day that sent time spiraling into a loop? None can say. It seems the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever, but the bravery of four young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. None will ever recall the struggle the four endured, for the breaking of the chain means that it never existed. But within the tales of fantasy the people tell, the memory of their deeds live on. Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens even as they fell. And now the return is upon us. With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended, that the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. For you are the warriors who crossed time. You are the bringer of light. We were the warriors all along. The four characters you can play in this game can be whatever you want them to be. They are manifestations of us all. And that's the beauty of this game. So play it in a way that makes you happy. Because you are the warrior of light. I'll see you all next time when I play Final Fantasy II Pixel Remastered. Take care and bye.